Or were they feathered to begin with? Today, we'll take a deep dive into the fascinating world of dinosaurs and uncover the truth behind their mysterious disappearance. The feathered legacy, how dinosaurs gave rise to modern birds. As we continue to unearth more secrets from the past, it becomes increasingly clear that dinosaurs weren't just these large, clumsy monsters. They were incredibly diverse creatures that lived during the Mesozoic era, which lasted from about 252 million to 66 million years ago. Among them, we have the famous Tyrannosaurus rex, the mighty Brachiosaurus, and the armored Ankylosaurus. But what many people don't realize is that the direct descendants of these ancient giants roam among us today. That's right, birds are dinosaurs. No, seriously, not just any birds though. We're talking about modern birds like robins, sparrows, and even ostriches. And this revelation has been one of the most significant discoveries in paleontology in recent times. But how can we be sure that birds are indeed the descendants of dinosaurs? Well, it all boils down to the fossil record. By studying fossils, scientists have been able to piece together the evolutionary history of birds and trace their lineage back to dinosaurs. One of the most important fossils in this regard is that of Archaeopteryx. It was an amazing creature that had the body of a dinosaur, complete with sharp claws and teeth, but also possessed feathers and wings like a bird. This fossil served as a crucial link between non-avian dinosaurs and modern birds, providing evidence for the theory that birds evolved from theropod dinosaurs, a group that includes the likes of Velociraptor and Carcharodontosaurus. Now you might be wondering why scientists believe that birds evolved from theropod dinosaurs specifically. Well, it's because theropods were the only group of dinosaurs that had feathers. Yes, feathers. You heard that right. Not all dinosaurs were scaly, hard-shelled reptiles. Some of them sported feathers, including the famous Velociraptor. Now you might be picturing a velociraptor with feathers and looking rather ridiculous, but trust me, it actually looks pretty fierce. These feathered dinosaurs were not just birds in disguise. Their feathers served various purposes such as attracting mates, regulating body temperature, and camouflaging. However, some researchers believe that feathers may have initially evolved for display and play rather than for insulation or flight. Display and play? Yeah, you heard that right. Scientists think that some dinosaurs used their feathers to show off and have fun, instead of just sitting there looking pretty. Pretty cool, huh? The weird thing is that these dinosaurs evolved bird-like traits long before true birds appeared in the fossil record. This means that they had features like feathers and wings, but didn't use them for flying. So why would they need those things in the first place? Well, scientists think that feathers helped dinosaurs survive in their environment. Having feathers could have helped them keep warm, attract mates, or scare off predators. But it wasn't until later that feathers became useful for flying. In other words, feathers might have originally evolved for different reasons, but later became co-opted for flight, when natural selection favored birds with larger wings and lighter bodies. It's like when humans started using hammers for tasks around the house, but then the hammer got so popular that it became a tool used by professionals. In this case, the dinosaur was kind of like the homeowner who didn't realize that their hammer was being put to use in a whole new way. So what does this mean for the future of our feathered friends? Who knows? Maybe one day they'll evolve into something even more amazing. Just imagine a parrot that can fly backwards or a hummingbird that can hover in place like a drone. The possibilities are truly endless. From scales to feathers, the incredible transition of dinosaurs into birds. The evolution of dinosaurs into birds is a fascinating topic that has puzzled scientists for years. The idea that these giant, terrifying creatures could have transformed into the tiny hummingbirds and majestic eagles we see today seems almost unbelievable. However, recent studies have revealed some shocking insights that bring us closer to understanding this incredible transition. One of the biggest breakthroughs came when researchers discovered that dinosaurs didn't just suddenly sprout feathers and wings one day. Instead, feathers gradually replaced scales on their bodies, much like how snakes shed their old skin and grow new ones. The difference is that each time a dinosaur grew new feathers, they kept them until death, leaving behind a treasure trove of information for scientists to study. What's really mind-blowing is that these dinosaurs weren't just any ordinary reptiles. They were theropods, a group that includes fearsome predators like Tyrannosaurus rex and Velociraptor. This discovery turned the scientific community on its head because it meant that feathers weren't just for show or to regulate body temperature. They were a critical adaptation that allowed dinosaurs to survive and thrive in a constantly changing world. Imagine you're a scientist examining a dinosaur fossil and suddenly you notice something strange. A small, delicate structure that doesn't look like bone or shell. You carefully brush away the dirt and reveal a perfectly preserved feather. Your mind races with possibilities. Could this be the missing link that explains how dinosaurs evolved into birds? As scientists continued to unearth these fossils, they began to notice patterns that suggested a dramatic transformation was underway. Dinosaurs were becoming lighter and more agile, their bodies streamlined for speed and maneuverability. Their tails were getting shorter, and their forelimbs were lengthening, forming wings that would have been perfect for gliding. But wait, these dinosaurs weren't flying yet, they were still stuck on the ground. It was at this point that scientists began to suspect that feathers were playing a pivotal role in this evolutionary leap. But what exactly were feathers for? The answer might surprise you. Feathers, it turns out, served a variety of purposes beyond insulation and display. They made dinosaurs more aerodynamic, reducing drag and helping them maneuver through the air with ease. They also provided lift, enabling dinosaurs to soar to new heights and stay airborne for extended periods. But feathers weren't the only change that set birds apart from other dinosaurs. Their beaks, for instance, evolved from the front part of their skulls, freeing up space for larger brains and more powerful muscles. Their legs became stronger and more flexible, allowing for a greater range of motion and more efficient movement. What's even more remarkable is that this transformation wasn't a one-off event. It happened multiple times across different groups of dinosaurs. This suggests that feathers were an incredibly powerful evolutionary tool that allowed dinosaurs to adapt to a wide range of environments and lifestyles. For example, some dinosaurs developed feathers for camouflage, while others grew brighter colors to attract mates. Some dinosaurs, like the Velociraptor, had feathers that covered their entire bodies, while others, like the Ankylosaurus, had feathers only on certain parts of their bodies. Unraveling the mystery. Did dinosaurs really fly? For decades, the scientific community has been divided over whether dinosaurs were capable of flying. On one hand, we have the fossil evidence suggesting that some dinosaurs did, in fact, have wings and feathers like birds. But how could these massive, heavy creatures take to the sky? It seemed almost impossible. Then came the year 2020, when a team of researchers led by paleontologist Dr. Matthew Lamana made a groundbreaking discovery that shed new light on this age-old mystery. Dr. Lamana and his team unearthed a remarkably preserved fossil of a microraptor, a four-winged dinosaur that lived in China during the late Jurassic period, approximately 150 million years ago. But this particular microraptor was no ordinary dinosaur. It was a hybrid, the offspring of a winged microraptor and a non-flying relative of the Velociraptor. And it was this unique lineage that gave scientists the key to unraveling the mystery of dinosaur flight. As Dr. Lamana and his team delved deeper into their research, they uncovered fascinating details about the physiology and behavior of this four-winged dinosaur. They learned that it had hollow bones, a feature typically associated with birds and other flying animals that helps reduce weight and increase buoyancy. But perhaps even more intriguing was the discovery that this dinosaur had a wishbone, a skeletal structure that is found in birds but was previously thought to have evolved after dinosaurs had already taken to the sky. This discovery suggested that the evolution of the wishbone was actually an adaptation that occurred before flight, indicating that dinosaurs were likely capable of sustained flight earlier than previously thought. But wait, there's more. Dr. Lamana and his team also discovered that this four-winged dinosaur had feathers on its arms and legs, which provided lift and control during flight. Additionally, its tail feathers acted as rudders, helping to steer and balance the animal in the air. And let's not forget about its wings. Unlike the feathers on its limbs, the wings of this dinosaur were elongated and stiff, providing the necessary surface area and rigidity for powered flight. These findings revolutionized our understanding of dinosaur flight and provided compelling evidence that dinosaurs were, in fact, capable of flying. It turns out that they didn't just flap their wings and hope for the best. Instead, they used their feathers and wings in a variety of ways to achieve lift, control, and balance in the air. One of the most exciting aspects of this discovery is that it opens up new avenues of research. Scientists can now use this knowledge to study other dinosaurs that were previously thought to be incapable of flying. Who knows what other secrets they might uncover? Perhaps one day we'll discover that the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex could also take to the sky. That would be quite the sight to behold. And there you have it, folks. The truth behind dinosaurs and their mysterious disappearance. They didn't lose their feathers. They simply evolved into birds. But the story doesn't end there. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding the incredible creatures that once roamed our planet. And who knows what other secrets the Earth might reveal about our feathered friends. Until next time, keep looking up in the sky.